Nature never rushes, yet everything gets done. Seasons don't skip, flowers don't force themselves open. The sun doesn't rise early just because we're impatient. Everything arrives exactly when it's supposed to. And I think somewhere along the way, we forgot that we're part of nature too. We live in a world that's obsessed with speed, fast results, overnight success, instant gratification. And when things don't happen in our timeline, we start to panic. We start to think something's wrong with us. We look at other people who seem ahead and we feel like we're falling behind. We start questioning everything around us, like we missed something, like we took a wrong turn somewhere and now we're lost. But what if you're not behind? What if you're actually where you need to be? What if the thing you've been stressing about is already on its way to you and you just can't see it yet? I used to be the most impatient person. I wanted everything to happen yesterday. I would put in the work for a week and then get frustrated when nothing changed. I would compare my beginning to someone else's middle and feel like a failure. I would pray for something and then get angry when it doesn't show up on my schedule, like I knew better than the universe. Like my timing was more accurate than the timing of everything that's been unfolding perfectly since the beginning of existence. But life has a way of humbling us, and it humbled me more than once. There were things I wanted so badly that didn't happen, opportunities I prayed for that went to someone else, doors I knocked on that never opened. And in those moments, I felt rejected. I felt forgotten. Maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe I was wasting my time. Maybe all this effort was pointless. But then time passed, and I started to see things differently. Those opportunities I didn't get, it would have taken me somewhere I wasn't ready for. That door that stayed closed, it was protecting me from a room I had no business being in. That person who left, they made space for someone better. Like, everything taught me something I couldn't have learned any other way. The delays are not denials. Sometimes things don't happen when you want them to because you're not ready for them yet. Not because you're not worthy, not because you're cursed, but because there's still something you need to learn first. There's still some growth that needs to happen beneath the surface before you can handle what's coming. Think about it like this: if you gave a toddler $1 million, most of them would blow it in a year. Not because they're bad people, but because they haven't developed the wisdom to handle it yet. The money would actually hurt them more than help them. But give that person $1 million at 35 after they've been through some things and learned some lessons, and they know exactly what to do with it. Sometimes the delay is the preparation, sometimes the wait is the training. The thing you're begging for is being held back because receiving it too early would actually destroy you. And I know that's hard to accept when you're in the middle of the waiting, when you're doing everything right and still seeing no result, when you're showing up every single day and it feels like nobody notices. When you're watching people who started after you pass you by, that's when faith gets tested. That's when you find out what you're really made of. Because it's easy to trust the timing when things are going well. It's easy to believe in the process when you're seeing progress. But can you trust it when you're in the dark? Can you believe it when nothing makes sense? Can you keep planting seeds when you haven't seen a single harvest yet? That's where real growth happens, my friend. And the waiting, and the silence, and the space between prayer and the answer. I've learned that some of the best things in my life came late. Not on my schedule, not when I wanted them, but exactly when I needed them. And looking back, I wouldn't change the timing even if I could, because everything that happened in the waiting made me ready for the receiving. If you're in that season right now where it feels like nothing is happening, just know that's not true. Something is always happening. You're being forged constantly. You might not see it yet, but roots are growing. You might not feel it, but you're being prepared. The seeds you planted last month and last year, maybe even years ago, are working their way through the soil. And one day you're going to wake up and everything is going to start breaking through all at once. And people will call you an overnight success, not knowing you've been in the dark for years. So stop rushing your journey. Stop comparing your timeline to someone else. Their path is not your path. Their season is not your season. The fact that they got something before you doesn't mean you won't get it. It just means yours is coming in a different way at a different time for a different reason. And honestly, some of you need to hear this. You're not behind, you're just being built. You're not forgotten, you're being formed. You're not stuck, you're being strengthened. The pressure you feel right now is producing something in you that comfort never could. So trust the process even when you don't understand it. Trust the timing even when it doesn't match your plans. Trust that the same universe that turns seeds into forests and caterpillars into butterflies knows exactly what it's doing with your life. Nature never rushes, yet everything gets done. Maybe it's time you apply that same principle to yourself. Your timing is coming, so don't ever give up right now before the harvest.